Hi everyone, I am Jubel Cipomiano and we are going to discuss about the development of large-scale student assessment tests. Let's begin. So at the end of this chapter, students are expected to trace the development process of large-scale assessment tests. And the overview of this lesson is large-scale student assessment or LSA has indeed come a long way in being used for different purposes with improvement of students' performance never failing to rank high in importance. And the preceding chapter has concentrated on providing factual understanding of the nature of large-scale assessment, its purposes and uses, as well as how it can be more effective in its use to improve student achievement. So, the review of classroom test development process within the context of summative assessment in the classroom, the suggested phases in the developing the test generally consists of the following procedural steps to ensure basic validity requirements, which are planning, item construction, review, and revision. In the context of the summative assessment, developing a test involves systematic steps such as defining objectives, creating a blueprint, designing test items, reviewing and revising administering the test, and analyzing results to ensure it aligns with the learning goals and meets validity standard. So the first one is planning. Purpose of the test, learning outcomes, test blueprints, or test format number of items. So planning a test involves clearly defining its purposes, aligning it with specific learning outcomes, and creating a detailed test blueprint that outlines the format, the number of items, and their alignment with the objectives. So the second one is item construction, which is performed by classroom teacher following a table of specification. So item construction guided by a table of specification involves the classroom teacher crafting test questions that accurately reflect the learning objectives, ensure content validity, and maintain a balanced representation of a topic and cognitive levels. So the third one is review and revision for item improvement. So review and revision has a two approaches, which are the judgmental approaches and empirical approaches. So let's so the first one is judgmental approaches. Before and after administration of this test of the of test by the teacher by the teachers, peers to ensure the accuracy and alignment of test content to learning outcomes, and by the student to ensure comprehensibility of items and instruction. So, the review and revision involves improving test items through judgmental approach, where teachers, peers, and students evaluate accuracy, alignment, and clarity before and after the test. And um, so the second one is empirical approaches. So this happens when after administration test. It is uh, to obtain item statistic in form of quality indices. So empirical approaches which analyze item statistic post administration to assess quality and effectiveness. So development process for large scale tests. Changing the context for classroom to system-wide testing, there are other significant considerations that must be in place in addition to what are required by teacher-made tests. With an understanding of the nature large-scale student assessment, more questions must be addressed in the development process concerning purposes of tests, test coverage, length of test, review of items for quality and in fairness, in such technical merits as validity, reliability, among the others. So, the development process for large-scale tests extend beyond classroom testing to include broader considerations such as defining the test purposes, determining coverage and length, ensuring items quality and fairness, and addressing technical merits like validity and reliability to maintain system-wide assessment standard. So, it shows the suggested process cycle of ETS in order for assessment to be of the highest quality. So, this cycle or the cycle for developing large-scale assessment begins with the create framework that defines the test purposes, objectives, and scope. This framework guides the creation of a blueprint that outlines the test structure, including the format and distribution of context. Next is the test questions are written to align with the blueprint followed by true content review to ensure accuracy and align with the learning goals. A fairness review ensures that questions are unbiased and equitable for all test takers, while editorial review focuses on clarity, grammar, and readability. Stakeholders review the test to gather feedback and validate its relevance. Pilot testing is the conducted to trial the test under real condition, and statistical review analyze item performance to ensure validity and reliability. Once finalized, the test is ready for use, and the process is repeated continuously improve the assessment. So as you can see in this cycle, the first one is the create framework, to make blueprint, write question, content review, fairness review, editorial review, stakeholders review, pilot testing, statistical review, and ready for use, and the process repeated to continuously improve the assessment. So, the LSA process, however, spend much more time and effort in carrying out multiple checks and balance. The various types of review to be undertaken are the content, fairness, editorial, stakeholders, and the statistical review also suggest the involvement of several committees or expertise like curriculum expert, teachers, item developers, testing expert, language specialists, sociologists, psychometrician, psychometricians, and statistician, and large database specialists. These are reflected in two steps, which apparently are not done with classroom tests. Pilot testing of the test to sample groups whose characteristics are similar to the target population, and the statistical review that establish the psychometric integrity of the items and the test as a whole in terms of gathering empirical evidences for validity of its score, interpretation, and reliability in terms of consistency of scores to obtain across version of the test. So these are the steps in developing tests by ETS. So the first step is defining objectives. And fundamental question to be addressed of the test 1 are the following. The who will take the test and for what purpose? What skills and or areas of knowledge should be tested? How should test takers be able to use their knowledge? What kinds of questions should be included? How many of each kind? How long should the test be? and how difficult should the test be. So the step 2 is item development committees. The fundamental question to be addressed are the following. Who will be defining test objectives and specification, helping sure test questions are unbiased, determining test format such as multiple choice, essay, constructed response, and etc. Considering supplemental test materials, reviewing test question or test items written before writing test question. And the third step is writing and reviewing question. And the fundamental question to be addressed is item developers and reviewers must see to it that each item it has only one correct answer among the options provided in the test. It conforms to the style rules used throughout the test. These are a scoring guide for open-ended responses. Example of these are short written answer, essay, and oral responses. So that's step 4 is the pretest. And the fundamental question to be addressed is items are pretested to a sample group similar to population to be tested. Results should be determined. The difficulty of each question, if questions are or misleading, if questions should be revised or eliminated, incorrect alternative answers should be revised or placed. And the last one is detecting and removing unfair questions. And the fundamental question to be addressed are the following. After pretesting, test reviewers re-examine the items. Are there any test questions which have language, symbols, or words and phrases inappropriate or offensive to any group, subgroup, subgroup of population? Are there questions consistently performed better by a group than other groups? What items further need revision or removal before final is made? And the step 6 is assembling the test. The fundamental question to be addressed are the is after the test is assembled, item reviewers prepare a list of correct answer and are compared with the 16 answer key. Are the intended answer key answer indeed by correct answer? And the step 7, making sure that the test questions are function properly. And the fundamental question to be addressed is after the test, administration and statistician perform analysis of result to find out if the test is working as intended. Is the test valid? Are the score interpretation supported by empirical evidence? Is the test reliable? Can the performance on one version of the test predict performance on any other version of the test? What corrective action need to be done when are problems detected before final scoring? And that's all for my report. Thank you for listening.